Hi guys, it's Jessica Welman with Play USA, and I am here for our Oscars video main event, Best Picture. All right, there are more nominees than most categories. We've got 8 films up for grabs for the biggest trophy. Let's talk a little bit first, though, about how Best Picture voting works. 1, every member of the Academy votes for Best Picture. 2, there's a thing called a preferential ballot. And basically what it means is when you vote for Best Picture, you're gonna put your movies when you order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, favorite to least favorite. Then there's a round of counting, and if no one has 50% of the first place votes, they kick the 8th place film out of the contention, and they count again. And instead of all the first place votes that went to 8th place, get redistributed to whoever's number 2 on that person's ballot. What this means for bettors is that the winner of Best Picture is going to be the movie that's least disliked, not the one that's most intensely liked. Let's go into some detail about what that exactly means movie by movie, but first a quick reminder, you can't bet if you don't have any money on the account, so check out our Play USA Oscars page where we have tons of info, including some pretty awesome sign-up opportunities for DraftKings, BetStars, and FanDuel, with $500 in free bets up for grabs if you want to take advantage of that before you start betting. We also talk about where you can bet, how to figure out Best Picture. Here are some good numbers from our Play USA page. 79% of the time, the Producers Guild of America winner goes on to win Best Picture. Producers Guild this year picked Green Book. 77% of the time, the Directors Guild of America goes on to win Best Picture. The Directors Guild picked Roma. 96% of the time, Best Picture is also got a nomination for Best Director. Only 4 times in history has a movie won Best Picture without the director of that movie being nominated for Best Director. 2 of those happened in 1929 and 1932. The most recent time it happened is 2013 with Argo and Ben Affleck. And then finally, 26 is the number of times the movie that won Best Director did not win Best Picture. 8 of those instances have happened since 2000. A split is more common than not these days. So that's something you want to think about when you're betting on Best Picture. And let's start by going over to DraftKings and taking a look at what we're dealing with. The favorite for Best Picture and for Best Director is the foreign film that you can find on Netflix, Roma. It's the first time in history that it seems likely we've actually never had a film win Best Picture that was not in English. You could argue the artist, but it was silent, so it doesn't necessarily count. So that's something it kind of has going against it. As we mentioned, it has the DGA win going for it. It won at BAFTA, and he's won several other awards. Plus, it's very much a labor of love. He wrote it, he edited it, he directed it, he shot it. He has several nominations, and this could be one of multiple Oscars he wins on Oscar night. So, Best Picture for Roma at -400 on DraftKings. We've got it at -340 on FanDuel. Over at BetStars, it's at -300. And at Caesars, it is at -300 as well. So, BetStars or Caesars is a good spot where you might want to put your money if you're putting Best Picture hopes and dreams on Roma. However, we have heard that these odds at DraftKings might change a little bit in the coming days, so be sure to check them out. Check in every couple of days and see what's going on, because there might be a promotion that works in your advantage. All right, the next highest best bet is Green Book at +450. Let's just quickly explain. There's a lot of backlash to this movie. The same way that La La Land had a lot of backlash for being a very white story, and last year 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri had backlash for being a movie with some sympathetic portrayals of racist people. Green Book has the problem that the preferential ballot we mentioned a few minutes ago is going to make even worse. People really hate it or they really like it. Polarizing movies like this just don't win with this new balloting system that's been in effect since 2009. So I'm going to tell you right now, I really don't see Green Book being the +450 that it is here. The favorite is an aspirationally named movie that is going off at plus 1,000 at DraftKings. We've got plus 850 at FanDuel, and at BetStars plus 1,100, Caesars plus 1,100 as well. The problem with this one is that even though it has important nominations, it has Best Director, it has Best Writing, it has Best Editing, Best Cinematography, it just hasn't won very much. It's won awards for things like production design and makeup and some performance awards, but Yorgos Lanthimos as the director and the movie itself is just not getting enough odds. It may be one of those that ranks fairly highly on lots of ballots and it could stand a better chance than we realize, but he's a very quirky filmmaker with a very quirky style that could be off-putting and have the same problem where people are putting it so low on their ballot that it's not going to make an impact. All right, moving on. BlacKkKlansman is one of the longer shots we've got. I think with this one, as we talked about in our director video, if it's going to split, the split's not going to be Alfonso Cuarón for directing and BlacKkKlansman for picture. It's going to be Spike Lee for directing and Roma for picture, that I wouldn't go investing too much in BlacKkKlansman, though it is a liked, not loved movie. Let's just go ahead and write off Vice right now, by the way. It's the long shot at plus 10,000 here on FanDuel. Over on DraftKings, it's plus 5,000. This movie's kind of bad. If you go and look at the Rotten Tomatoes reviews, Metacritic, none of these people particularly like it. So even though it has a political message that people may want to get behind in the Academy, it's just not going to happen. Bohemian Rhapsody had massive box office, but it's also got a director with a sexual assault issue going on, multiple sexual assault accusations, that rewarding him with Best Picture doesn't seem like it's going to happen either. And then we have Poor Star is Born, the front runner, the labor of love. The problem with The Star is Born is that people do really like it, so with this preferential balloting, it could stand a chance, but it's a very plain story with classic, timeless characters, and it's going up against movies that are making much more pointed political messages that I think it may not have the heft that people want from an Oscar Best Picture winner. Which leaves us with Black Panther. I'm going to say something you might be surprised to hear. I think if there is an upset, that upset's going to be Black Panther. It won Best Ensemble at SAG. The SAG Awards are the actors branch of awards, which means that's who they picked. Actors make up the biggest portion of the Academy. They love Black Panther. They love the message of Black Panther. And while it's not going to get writing awards or acting awards per se, the picture itself as a well-produced movie is something everyone can get behind and feel really good doing so. So Black Panther is going to be in a ton of top threes, which means it's the perfect movie to upset with this preferential ballot system and be the one on Oscar night making history as the first comic book movie to win Best Picture. Wakanda forever. All right, if you want to put money on Roma, Black Panther, or any of these others, be sure to check out the links in the description below. We can send you where you need to go. And I am Jessica Welman. Have fun on Oscar night from Play USA.